100.
We are very proud to have the Alabama Army National Guard as tonight's closed caption sponsor. Did you know that you can serve in the National Guard while you complete your college education and receive education benefits along the way? Learn more at www.nationalguard/al.com. 8:22 on the clock. Montgomery Academy with their first possession of the night. We get our first chance to see Josh Thomas at quarterback, the senior, 4-year starter. And both coaches, yes, even the one on the other sideline, just gushing about this young man. And he's going to throw on the first play, and that one is incomplete. Short hop the intended receiver, which was number 44, Sam Hudson.
Well, Graham, you can see the athleticism that Josh Thomas has. He had an option right there, pulling it down and taking off, but he tried to pass anyway. Threw a little bit of a dangerous pass into a zone that was pretty well covered. Ball was short of his receiver, but it was also short of any of the defensive backs.
He only averages about 87 yards passing a game, but we'll explain as we go along here. He had some injuries, particularly in the first game, as the first rush of the night from Sam Adams, and he'll pick up about 5 yards to the 25. He was tackled by number 15, Stinson Slauson. So it'll be a third and let's call it 5 at the 25-yard line.
Graham, if you just put eyes on that offensive line and defensive line matchup for MA, you would think that MA would have the advantage. They're a little bigger. But I tell you what, that front four of Trinity playing pretty determined right now.
Adams the lone setback. The option. Thomas gets loose in the secondary, and he's got the first down. He'll get up close to the 40 before he's knocked down, but not before the Eagles with their initial first down of the night.
A good job by the offensive line that time. They opened a hole, and Josh Thomas did the rest. He shot through it, made a couple of cuts, got big yardage.
But you can see his style of running. It's pretty much straight ahead. Cam Newton-esque, maybe?
Not quite as big as Cam, but he is definitely a physical type runner and hard to bring down.
From the 40, he'll spin to his left, in trouble, and goes down back at the 35. First one to hit him was number 7, Chandler Barrow. A loss of about 5, and we can't even get it out of our mouths. He'd only been sacked one time this year, one time last year. That doesn't happen very often.
Right. Hudson Huffam was the guy who put the first pressure on him. He kind of rolled off of him as Thomas ducked under him, and then his teammates kind of cleaned up the mess there and got the sack.
Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd and 14 from the 36. Handoff. And Adams will get close to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be a 3rd and long for Montgomery Academy.
Well, we'll see what happens here, Graham. We'll see if Coach McCall decides to throw the ball here or if he gives one of those run-pass option plays to Josh Thomas and lets him be a little creative with the football here.
They are a zone read type team, although Anthony McCall told us they can run a little more wide than they have in the past.
Right.
And we'll see what they do here. They will throw. Thomas will tuck it and run. Breaks a couple of tackles, but he'll get nowhere near the first down, and it'll be a punting situation for Montgomery Academy.
Well, Graham, you got to credit the secondary right there for Trinity because Thomas had good time to throw the ball, but he didn't have a target. Everybody was well covered downfield, so he tucked it, almost got the yardage for the first down.
So the punter for Montgomery Academy is number 9, Bennett Rutledge. A couple of deep men for Trinity standing near the 25. Low line kit, fair catch at about the 15 by Adams. And that is where Trinity will have it after a 38-yard punt. No score here at Boykin Field.
Come join the fun, food, and football at the LA Gumbo Festival, October 4th, located at the Wharf in Orange Beach, Alabama. This family event will feature a gumbo cook-off with contestants competing to win over world-class chefs and a celebrity panel of judges, craft booths, an art show, and football games on over 70 flat screens located in Baumhauer's and the Complete Angler. This special tailgate edition will feature a chance to win Bob's personal Iron Bowl tickets. Don't miss the excitement and fun that will make this weekend a yearly event on your calendar.
At Baumhauer's, we're all about great sports, legendary food, and Southern pride. That's why we're serving up all your Southern favorites, like our tangy grilled fish salad, hot Bama brown, and our famous wings. And it wouldn't be the South if it didn't have a little kick, like a homemade gumbo and wild Gulf shrimp and grits. And don't forget our mouthwatering desserts like Bama Nana Pudding or Strawberry Shortcake. So call the gang and put a little South in your mouth.
Out of 89 Renaissance hotels in North America, the spa at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery was ranked number 1 as of August 2014. Out of 358 Marriott hotels, the spa at the Marriott Shoals was ranked number 1. 3 other spas on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail also rank in the top 7. Clearly, world-class golf and the best spas for 2014 are in Sweet Home, Alabama. Call 800 Marriott to find out more.
2014 marks the 75th year our state parks have served the people of Alabama. During this diamond anniversary, you'll discover special events to celebrate this milestone. Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you like camping under the stars or staying at a resort lodge, the Alabama State Parks specialize in amazing family adventures. Let's make this the best year yet. We depend on our partners. And just like these folks here, you can be a partner too by supporting our state parks.
Visit a park today! Hey, I'm first though.
No score. Trinity's second possession of the night. It starts at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. And they will throw. Jones looking downfield, gets some pressure, and completes the pass. And a good gain on first down. Robert Adams with the reception. They'll give him about 5 on the play.
Graham, I got to give a lot of credit to Trinity's offensive line right there because Ben Jones stood back there a long time in the pocket looking for a receiver before one finally broke open. So give a lot of credit to that offensive line for keeping the pressure off.
2nd and 5. 2 back set, wide outs, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Jones again will throw over the middle, complete. In the middle of the field, first down. Still on his feet. And down at the 38-yard line, John Hall with a reception.
What a nice job by John Hall right there. 16 yards on the play. Caught the ball over the middle, got hit a couple of times, and is going to stay on his feet.
So the first big play of the night puts Trinity. Actually, we had a penalty on the play. And I did not see what the penalty was. I think it was against Montgomery Academy, was it not?
We're going to get the signal now.
Yep. Actually, it's a illegal hit to the head.
Right.
Targeting call, which is a point of emphasis this year in the State High School Officials Association. So that puts the ball on the Montgomery Academy side of the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 47. 4 wideouts this time, but the handoff instead to Etheridge. And he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tyler Mitchell on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It took a pretty good effort to get back to the line of scrimmage right there. He's hit about 2 yards deep in the backfield, and a good effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage right there.
4 minutes left, first quarter, no score. These two teams playing for the 37th consecutive year. Trinity has a 23-13 lead in the series. Jones under pressure, throws one to the flat, complete. And Etheridge will get close to the marker. I believe he's got the first down near the 35-yard line. LaPlatney with a stop, but not before another Trinity first down.
I'll tell you, Graham, 11 yards on that play, and what a great call that was because M.A. brought the house here, and you're going to see nobody out there. He's got all kinds of open field right here to run and gets just enough for that first down. but a great offensive call against a blitz right there where everybody in white shirts was almost in the backfield.
They'll throw again. Complete. Adams crossing the 30 down close to the 25. That's another Trinity first down. Give credit to Bennett Rutledge on the stop.
Well, Adams is a favorite target. 11 more yards on that one from Ben Jones. He's the favorite target of Ben Jones. 22 catches coming into this game, 7 touchdowns on the year, so you're going to see him catch a lot of balls.
And there's nothing fancy about this passing, what we're seeing from Trinity so far. They're just taking what Montgomery Academy's giving them, and they picked up several first downs in this second possession. Here's Etheridge again. A nice counter. That'll net about 5 more yards. Give credit to Barton Lester on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 5, and you'll take 5 yards on first down every time.
Absolutely. And, Preston Etheridge is listed at 5'8", and, looking out there amongst some of those guys, he doesn't look quite that tall. But I tell you, he runs hard, and he's got pretty good foot speed and gets to the holes quickly, so he's tough to bring down himself.
2nd and 5. Counter again. This time the handoff goes to Sesser. And he'll get close to the first down. Might be a couple of yards short. So it'll be 3rd and we'll call it 2.5 inside the 20. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score. Trinity and Montgomery Academy. And I don't know if we made mention of it yet, but these two schoolyards are about 4 miles apart, about 2 miles as the crow flies, right?
Right.
They are well within range of each other. Clock is going to hit 0, but before it can, Randy Ragsdale wants a timeout as the play clock was about to run out on the Wildcats. And they take a timeout with 1:48 to play here in the first quarter. Yeah, we've got 5 schools here in Montgomery, private schools, that have been more or less playing against each other since the 80s, and it created what is known as the Capital City Conference.
And there's a lot of great rivalries. This one is unique because these two schools kind of like each other. The players know each other well, and they kind of like each other. That's not the case necessarily with some of the others.
All right, let's see what Christina's got down on the field.
There is 22 state parks across Alabama, and for those who are wanting to go to a state park and maybe learn how to navigate it better, I'm here with Randy Jinks, Promotions Director with Alabama State Parks. There is a new app for that. How does this app help those who want to attend your state parks and navigate through them?
Well, first of all, let me say it's good to be with you tonight. This is something new for our state parks, and it's just a way that people can get inside the park, navigate it, see where the trails are, and all the different activities in the park. It's easy to download. You go to our home webpage, alapark.com, click on an icon, and then you can download the app. Of course, we have an application for the iPhone, smartphones, and the Droid. And it's just something new, and we would like everybody to know about it so they can visit it in case they're going to a park or planning a trip. And it's just get them familiar with the park before they get there.
And what is the name called of the new app?
It's just the Alabama State Park app, and it's powered by Pocket Ranger. So we want all the viewers to know about it and visit it, play with it. It's sort of a work in progress, like all apps are, but it's just a new addition to the state parks, and it's just another way for us to promote our beautiful state parks.
And it's free at that. Who doesn't love a free app? All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Christina, thank you. As you saw, Trinity stopped on 3rd down, so now a 35-yard field goal attempt. Jack Amster will give it a kick. And it looks like it is good. 35 yards. And Trinity's on the board first at 3-0 with 1 minute and 5 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. That was an 11-play drive for the Wildcats. And they get 3 points out of it and take the lead here.
I was just looking at Amster. He was 4 of 7 with a long of 38 coming into this game, so that's going to be probably his second longest field goal of the year, and he was perfect on that one.
9 plays, let me correct myself, 57 yards, culminating with that 35-yard kick. And one thing about both of these programs, they traditionally have great field goal kickers. Trinity has one right now over at Ole Miss in Andy Pappanassus that kicked, broke some records. In fact, almost broke the record for most field goals in the state didn't quite get there, but one of the best to ever come out of this area. So you're going to see some, if they get within 30 to 35 yards, they got a shot to get 3 points.
Absolutely. That's a great weapon to have, especially at this size school. You don't see that everywhere you go.
Hampshire will kick off. LaPlatney is deep, but they'll kick it short near the 15-yard line. And a big hit after the return. And that was Adams with a return. They'll bring him down at about the 35. So 1st and 10, Montgomery Academy.
Well, Graham, LaPlatney is not used to getting tackled very much on kickoff returns. He had returned 4 kicks, I believe, this season, or 3 kicks maybe, and 2 of those went for touchdowns. One of them was from 89 yards out, so he's not used to getting tackled too many times on kickoff returns.
So Josh Thomas, the quarterback, has a one-back set. Wideouts, 2 of them each side. And he'll take it himself and gets minimum yardage. First one to hit him was Cole Mitchell, the defensive tackle. But you know what? There you go. I said it didn't get very much, and he falls forward for about 3 yards.
You looked away. You looked away, and all of a sudden he broke loose and got a couple more yards. So, he almost gets 5 yards on that play. But
well, that's something that Anthony McCall told us. He said, you can't bring him down with a first shot.
Right. He is a big physical kid. He's about 6'1", and he's hard to bring down. He's got a low center of gravity. He runs low to the ground. He runs downhill. He runs like a good running back at the quarterback position. So,
and he's going to take it again. Nice juke at midfield. Still on his feet across the 40 down to the 35. And that's what we're talking about. You're going to see him do that a lot tonight. Pickup of 27 yards. The tackle made by Marshall Griffin, but not before a big first down for MA.
Well, a great burst of speed, too, Graham. When he got in the secondary, he turned on the jets right there, ran away from some people, and it took a good angle from the backside to get him down. All right, so he's going to turn on some speed right there. Stumbled a little bit, but a big run.
That is the end of the first quarter. Trinity on top, 3-0.
Relax, Carlos. With McDonald's, you can afford to win them both over.
Right now, you choose any 2 Big Mac sandwich, Filet-O-Fish sandwich, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets for only $5.
Children's of Alabama has been taking care of kids across our state for over 100 years. The opening of the Benjamin Russell Hospital for Children allows even more patient care. It leads the country in technology and innovation, including 17 state-of-the-art operating rooms, an expanded imaging center, and the Bruno Pediatric Heart Center, just to name a few. Children provides the highest level of care in a loving, comforting environment. I hope that you or anyone in your family never needs to be a patient, but if they do, Children's is here for you.
When your cable company, overnight, expands the number of high-definition channels to over 200, the most available anywhere, and allows you to look at the world with such stunning, incredible, unimaginable clarity, you will see the details, inside the details, inside the details. And the way you see TV will be changed forever. Charter Spectrum TV is here, starting at $29.99 per month.
There's so much to love about UWA. The campus is beautiful, and it's just the right size. And I love the new residence hall. I've made so many friends. They say, there's something about this place. I say, it's because this place feels like home. On campus or online, the University of West Alabama.
3-0 Trinity as we start the second quarter, but the Eagles on the plus side of the 50 with a nice couple of runs from their quarterback.
Well, one stat to be aware of, Graham, of the 55 total yards that Montgomery Academy has, Josh Thomas has 44 of those so far.
One of the things that Anthony McCall told us, he said, we have not used his legs, quote unquote, a lot. They will tonight. First down and handoff for a couple. Sam Adams down to about the 33.
Well, one thing we talked about, and we talked about it a little bit with Coach McCall on the field before the game. In their games so far this season, Josh Thomas has not been on the field for the entire game. He had one game where he was having some cramp problems and some injuries, but they've had a big lead in a lot of their games, so he spent a lot of time on the sideline, not on the field, because they didn't want to risk getting him injured in a blowout-type game. So this may be the first game that he gets a full 4 quarters under his belt.
He's got it all alone in the backfield. First down, close to the 20. And again, he's not necessarily elusive from a juke standpoint. He just runs through you.
Yeah, 13-yard run right there. And, he does have good moves, but he's not the kind of guy who's just going to jiggle and wiggle and get away from you. But he makes good cuts. He sees the field very well. And then when he needs to, he puts his head down and runs over people.
He will punish you when you try to tackle him. There's no doubt about that. Adams in the backfield with Thomas. First and 10 at the 22. Thomas, the keeper, spins off one tackle, moves to his left, inside the 15, down to the 14. He is fun to watch, I tell you.
He's one of those players, Graham, that you see every so often that has a knack for making something out of nothing. There was nothing there on that play, and he did a little spin move, came off the contact, and made something out of absolutely nothing.
Randy Ragsdale paid him, and that's the Trinity coach, the ultimate compliment. You consider how long Ragsdale's been around, 26 years. He said he's the most prolific player he's seen since Fred Beasley.
Right.
If you know anything about that, you know Beasley, what a great player he is. And there goes Thomas again. That time he had a huge hole, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, 13 yards.
Well, Graham, the other funny thing about that, the snap hit the ground right there, and he was able to recover. A lot of kids wouldn't have the presence of mind. They would panic right there. He did not. He just picked it up and took off and scores.
It was almost like it helped him. Everybody had to freeze for just a minute, but he was able to run through what was a gashing, big hole.
Yes.
And so they take the lead with the point after coming. Place kicker is Jimmy Massey. And that looked like it was wide. It was. So that's what we get for bragging on the kickers.
Well, he didn't hit that well at all.
So we'll take a timeout. Montgomery Academy on top, 6-3 in the second quarter.
Hard work, determination, teamwork. It can mean the difference between winning and losing. These are values that I teach my sons and players on the football field, and they are values we believe in at Wedemark and Keith. If you have been hurt, put my firm's hard work, determination, and legal team to work for you.
Wedemark Keith, because your case matters. Call 800-309-0500.
The warrior spirit, it's in there. Always has been. Now let it out and take the world by fire. Train well and learn what it means to be a Troy Trojan. Walk with confidence. Conquer. Claim territory and climb ladders. Discover your inner warrior. Succeed in business with a degree from Troy University. For details, visit troy.edu/spirit.
We've had Alpha Insurance since our first daughter.
And when we had quadruplets, we really needed Alpha.
Now we need our own insurance with great rates, fast claim service,
and a local agent we know.
And we want a company our kids and grandkids can trust.
Ask about Alpha's new legacy discount for homeowners.
Call Alpha.
Did you know that distracted driving is now the leading cause of all car crashes? One text or call can wreck it all. So keep your eyes on the road. Don't text and drive. A message from the Alabama Department of Transportation reminding you to drive safe, Alabama. Montgomery Academy taking the lead on a 6-play, 66-yard drive, culminated by a 12-yard run by Josh Thomas. He did most of the heavy lifting on that drive.
62 of 66 yards right there, so he did the work.
Including a big 27-yard run that got them in Trinity territory. Massey to kick off for the Eagles. Adams at the 5. And he'll get met right at the 25-yard line. That was John Adams with the tackle. 1st and 10 Trinity. Another look at the touchdown.
The snap hits the ground, and he just picks it up. And look at the gaping hole right there. And then he does there's one of those physical moves right there where he just put his head down and got himself into the end zone.
I think I said a 12-yard run. Let me correct that. 15 yards. Don't want to short him. 6-3, though, the extra point missed. So now Trinity has it 1st and 10. And they'll throw one in the flat. Adams, who is also a speed burner, but he cannot get away from the cornerback, Sam Adams. A gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, there are a lot of Adams on the field for both teams.
I could make a presidential comment, right, but I think I'll refrain.
You got Robert Adams, and then you got John Adams, who made the tackle, which was a very stately hit.
Nice.
And then you got Sam Adams. So
plenty of Adams to go around.
There are.
Turk dragging tacklers for a 1st down, and there's a flag that comes in late.
Might have been a face mask right there.
That should be enough for a 1st down. Pete Taylor with a tackle, a gain of 11. But let's find out what the flag is for. It is face mask, and it is against Montgomery Academy. And we can go ahead and tell you about Jake Turk, his father, the head coach at Huntington College. Mike Turk played high school football here in Montgomery for Jeff Davis. Led them to a couple of state title berths, and then led Troy to the national championship.
Right, and I got to see him play for quite a bit while I was in college over at what is now West Alabama, Livingston University back then. They were in the same conference, and working the way I did in the sports information office, I saw Turk every year, I believe.
I got to tell you this, I never played against Mike Turk. He was a little bit behind me, but all the guys that I knew that played against him hated trying to tackle him. They said he was as slippery as any runner they've ever seen. Downfield pass intercepted. Jones tried to force it in, and instead it's LaPlatney with the interception. Pat Williams was the intended receiver.
Well, Ben Jones did a really nice job of getting away from the pressure right there. Might have been more well-suited to tuck that ball down and get a few yards on the ground right there, get what he could. But tried to force a throw, and a good recovery by LaPlatney as he just stepped in front and was able to hold on for the interception.
He had time to throw, but then ran out of trouble, and then didn't see LaPlatney coming out of the corner of his eye, and LaPlatney with the interception. So 1st and 10 for Josh Thomas and the Eagles at the Trinity 49. Clock at 8:38 to play in the 1st half. Adams gets 8, and the ball came loose, or was he already down? I believe they may call him down.
I think so.
Pat Williams in on the stop, but not before a big 6-yard gain for the Eagles. So 2nd and 4 at the 43. Adams again. 1st down carry across the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. John Hall on the stop. And I think you're going to see a lot of this now as we move forward, because this is what Montgomery Academy has been doing, well, at least as long as I've been watching them, and I started back in about 1982.
Right. They have always had the personnel to be able to do this, and they're very polished at it, and they'll try to control the football.
Anthony McCall got his tutelage. First in college from Pat Dye. He played for the Auburn Tigers, and then he coached for the longest time with John Tatum. Thomas still on his feet down to the 25. It's hard to wrap him up.
Well, and Graham, you mentioned early in the game, you mentioned the name Cam Newton. And Thomas is not really built like Cam Newton, but he runs a lot like Cam Newton in that he creates his own daylight in a lot of situations.
15 yards on the play. 1st and 10 at the 25. Thomas with a one-back set. They'll split 3 wideouts to this side. And the handoff this time to William Newman. First time he's carried the football. And he'll get about 4 yards. And again, first contact right where he goes down.
Right.
In this case, 4 yards downfield. And this is something that Randy Ragsdale talked about with me. He said, our defensive front just not quite as big as some of the teams that we've been facing. They've played sound, but they're just right. Not quite big enough sometimes.
Right, and a big offensive line for MA who does a really nice job.
Thomas, complete to LaPlatney. He'll take it back to the middle of the field, but a nice open field tackle. And that was 34. Hudson Huffam. First tackle of the night for him, but it'll be a loss on the play, so now 3rd and 8.
Hudson Huffam is the second leading tackler on the team for Trinity from his linebacker spot. 46 tackles coming into this game, behind only Pat Williams.
Timeout will be taken by Montgomery Academy, and mentioning him, you can mention the fact that he is part of a set of brothers.
Right. It is 8 sets of brothers on the Trinity team, that sounds like a lot, and it really is on one team. But, we've talked about this with these two schools, with these private schools in Montgomery and really private schools all over the country. A lot of times the family tradition of attending a school goes way back, generations. And a lot of these kids have been at Trinity since kindergarten. So it's not unusual to see brothers and sisters and cousins all from the same family line in the school, but 8 sets of brothers on this team.
And that's not unusual. It's not particular to Montgomery.
Right.
Or to Trinity or Montgomery Academy or any of these schools, but rarely do you see 8 sets of brothers on a team.
You might have 2 or 3 sets, and sometimes the one brother's a senior and the other one's a freshman or a sophomore, but, there's a couple of sets of brothers that start for
the Huffams are 2 of those guys. All right, 3rd and 8. Montgomery Academy needs close to the 15 for a first down. Guess who? Thomas will not get the first down. A nice tackle. And that's pretty much how you got to bring him down. You got to go for the legs.
Yep.
And we'll give Chandler Barrow credit on the tackle. So it'll be 4th down, and we'll see what they decide to do here. Thomas, a little bit slow getting up. I don't think he's hurt.
I think he was adjusting his equipment.
They don't still pump up the shoes anymore, do they? Do they still do that?
I don't think so. I don't think those are around anymore.
I wasn't sure. I'm always behind the times. I had to ask.
Spud Webb made a lot of money off of those.
Not to mention he wasn't a bad basketball player.
That's true.
4th and 5. Thomas moving left, throws it downfield. That was intercepted. Cutting across the receiver was number, I believe, 31. That was Jackson Bird. And so the 2 teams trade turnover.
Well, and a tough throw right there for Josh Thomas. He's running to his left, tries to twist his body back and throw back to his right. And a great break on the ball by Jackson Bird right there for the interception.
Yeah, that's a tough throw for Thomas. As you just mentioned, he tried to throw it across his body. So we've got a timeout on the field, 6-3 with 5:22 remaining in the first half. And so Trinity has the football back. And this drive will start at the 20-yard line. Jones at quarterback. Jake Turk is in the backfield with him. He's got wideouts either side. Adams in motion. The flip. And he'll get 10, maybe 12 yards and a first down. LaPlatney again on the stop.
Well, and Graham, you mentioned the athleticism of Robert Adams, and he showed it right there. He put on a little burst of speed, got to the outside, and then broke a couple of tackles and made a really nice run where it looked like he was going to be stopped after about a 6 or 7 yard gain. He ended up with 11.
I'm still trying to remember what I call that little pitch, that forward pitch.
We were going to watch the tape and try to remember that.
I never could come up with it. Boy, look at that pile still moving forward. And that'll be a net gain of about 6 yards when they stop the pile, and that was Turk.
Hey, where do you think Jake Turk learned to run like that?
I think I got an idea. Old man.
His dad was a wishbone quarterback in college football. He could throw the ball very well, too, but he was a great wishbone quarterback.
Pass across the middle complete. That'll be another first down. John Hall on the reception right at the 40-yard line.
I think I told you before the game, I saw Mike Turk hook up with Titus Dixon in Livingston, Alabama for like a 96 or 98-yard touchdown pass off a fake, off the wishbone. Titus Dixon was 20 yards behind the deepest defender.
Y'all need to get together at halftime and relive some of those memories. I know he'd enjoy it.
I don't like reliving them because most of the time we were on the bad end of a big score.
Preston Etheridge is pushed backwards after about a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8. Both of these offenses moving the football, but they've been their own worst enemy with a couple of turnovers, one each so far. Right now, though, MA with the lead, 6-3. Clock is moving, just over 4 minutes to play in the first half. And we're at Boykin Field, Trinity Presbyterian School in Montgomery. Turk tries to take it wide, and he'll lose about 9, maybe 10 yards. They tried to string it out and couldn't do it.
Well, Turk he kept trying to get the edge, and the white shirts just kept coming up and forcing him deeper and deeper. And he loses 11 yards right there. A great job by Montgomery Academy's defense.
Sam Adams over there to hit him first. He had help, but a loss of 11, 3rd and 20. Ball now at the 33-yard line. Let's see what the Trinity offensive coaches come up with here. Turk is in the backfield. And he has the handoff. And he'll go forward for about 3. He was hit first by Jay Back. And it'll be a punting situation for the Wildcats. It looks like we may get a timeout for the officials. I don't know if somebody lost their helmet or actually we do have a injured player, and that is, I believe that is Back who made the tackle.
It is.
So they will help him off the field.
Looks like he's holding his left arm or shoulder there.
So why don't we take a timeout? 2:55 remaining in the first half. 6-3, Montgomery Academy.
Two-thirds of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
If you're involved in a car crash where a driver's been drinking,
you're 4 times more likely to die.
More people die when it's DUI.
A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Derek was with the scrubs. Shh.
She's going for it. It's going to work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Whoop. I got it. I got it.
Jack, Jack, Jack for more, more, more. I'm Diane Bentley, Alabama's First Lady. Over 15 million children are exposed to domestic violence each year, and 10% of high school students are victims of dating abuse. Whether you are experiencing abuse or you think you know someone who is, it's time to speak out. The Alabama Coalition Against Domestic Violence can answer questions about safe dating behavior, as well as provide shelter to those fleeing violent homes. Call 1-800-650-6522 for help and a way out.
This week, we're traveling the back roads and the backwaters of our state as we take a ride with a man who knows every inch of it. Fishing is always great, but it's even better if you've got the right bait. Fishing can be very restful, but when it comes to our final resting place, we've got a man who'll make sure his neighbors are properly remembered. Then we swing open the vault and speak of kilts and fire plugs and electric banjos. All absolutely Alabama.
Just under 3 to play here in the first half. Robert Adams is back deep to putt for Trinity. He lost a 44-yard putt the first time. Josh Thomas is deep and will accept the punt at the 24. Looking for a block. Cuts it outside. Near sideline, back to the middle of the field. And a return that puts Montgomery Academy in good field position at about the 46-yard line. 22 yards on the return.
Boy, he just has a knack for making people miss. I mean, we talked about it a little while ago. You know, we said he really wasn't that elusive, and he's really not, but good grief, he makes people miss.
All right, let's go see what Christina has found on the sideline.
A lot of fans have traveled the highways tonight to get to tonight's game. I'm here with Tony Harris with the Alabama Department of Transportation. Tell us how your department's role is playing in highway safety.
Well, ALDOT is responsible for 11,000 miles of state, U.S., and interstate highways across Alabama. That carries about 80% of all the traffic, but it's only 10% of the roadways. So we're concerned about what we can do from an engineering standpoint to make our roadways safer. But we're also working in education programs to show people the dangers of their driving behavior and that safe driving starts with them.
How are you working with the communities and the Alabama High School Athletic Association?
Well, we believe that we can reach Alabama's drivers at events like this by having our safety messages on the game broadcast and bringing educational programs to people across the state to focus on seatbelt safety, which is the most important thing we can do. 70% of all people killed in a crash are not wearing a seatbelt, so we want to get those messages out to the public.
All right, guys.
All right, Christina, thank you. You see the flags on the field as the Thomas run will be abated due to a penalty probably against Montgomery Academy. I don't think Tony Harris would mind me saying that he's also one of the finest football officials in the state of Alabama. Been doing that for several years. I believe he's called a couple of Super 6 championship games. Known Tony a long time. He's a great guy and a great football official.
I think he would appreciate that a lot, Graham. It's I remember his name from officiating.
It was a hold against MA, and right now, really, these two teams are their own worst enemy. The penalties are the turnovers, each with one turnover. And now this holding penalty will set the ball at the 40-yard line back into MA territory. So they'll have first, or make it second, at about 17. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. The Eagles with a 15-yard touchdown run by Josh Thomas to take a 6-3 lead. He'll throw it. Still looking for somebody open. And he forces it, and it looked like it was incomplete. It comes in and out of the hands of Jimmy Massey. And we'll credit Pat Williams with a pass breakup. It'll be third and long.
Well, Thomas was directing traffic right there on the run, trying to get his receivers to adjust their routes, and he finally found one and found a hole to get it in there. Just couldn't hold it.
Both of these quarterbacks forcing a few of these passes right now, and consequently we've had some turnovers.
Had a couple of interceptions.
That one was a bit of a forced pass by Thomas. 3rd and 16.
I'm going to give credit to both secondaries, though, Graham. They've done a really nice job of covering receivers.
Thomas will take it himself. Up the gut and almost got the first down. He's knocked down at the 45 of Trinity. That'll be a gain of about 15, but he needed 16. So what do you do here?
Oh, I have a feeling I know what they're going to do here.
Well, and as you said that, MA rushes up to the line of scrimmage. And now a timeout, I believe, will be taken by Trinity, and a good one by Randy Ragsdale. Because I agree, I think MA was about to go for it on fourth down.
Absolutely. I think they were going to put – actually, I believe they were going to put Josh Thomas under center and run a sneak right there to get the first down. And it was almost like a hockey game. They caught Trinity in a line change just about. And There were a lot of jerseys coming on and off the field, and Coach Ragsdale had to spend a timeout.
I'm glad you watch hockey because I didn't know what you were talking about. A minute 30 to play here in the first half. MA trying to maintain this drive that has gone forward and backwards thanks to a penalty. It looks like now they will punt. Looks like they brought in the punter. And I think that's a smart move here. You don't want to give up good field position late in the half.
Right. You don't want to give the advantage of field position to Trinity right here. So you're going to try to flip the field with a good punt and see what happens.
So Rutledge in the punt. Trinity doesn't think he's going to. They have nobody back to field the punt. Woo! Low line kick. It'll take a Montgomery Academy roll inside. All right, let's make it right at the 10-yard line where Trinity will have it. First and 10. 35 yards on the punt. It wasn't pretty, but effective.
A minute and 20 left in the first half.
So we'll see if Trinity decides to work the clock here or at least run the clock out. Join us next Thursday. Spain Park and Hoover. You talk about a rivalry. That's going to be fun. You can see it, of course, on television, online, and on your mobile phone. www.pathtotheplayoffs.com. And a flag goes down before that play begins. And it is against Trinity, an illegal procedure. Somebody moved early. I doubt Randy Ragsdale will try too much here deep in his own territory. Just try to get out of the half down 6-3. More than likely. Jones is in shotgun as he stays pretty much every play. Etheridge. Hard running across the 10. Oh, he's not going to go quietly. Tackle over on that right side. Number 6, Jimmy Massey with a stop. So that gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Clock is moving. We're under a minute to play.
We talked about Etheridge a little earlier, how hard a runner he is. Not great size, but very hard runner.
And they're just going to let the clock tick down. They'll have to run basically one more play. And we'll head to the locker room. And stay tuned for our halftime festivities. Christina will have some great guests. We'll also check out the Trinity Band. They will throw it. A little bit of a surprise. That one is caught. Minimal yardage as Pat Williams has a reception. But in fact, he might have lost a yard. And more than likely, that's going to be the final play of the first half. Well, Anthony McCall said it, Mike. He said, you can't look at Trinity's record and expect them to just lay down. They are not going to do that, and they haven't here in the first half.
No team coached by Randy Ragsdale is going to do that, Randy. They've got a lot of character and a lot of heart, and they're going to play with that. He was exactly right.
So the Eagles of Montgomery Academy will take a 6-3 lead to the locker room over Trinity, homestanding. Trinity And so, Mike, in that first half, we got to see a lot of Josh Thomas, but we also got to see a lot of Robert Adams.
It's so, I mean, they're former great athletes.
And it was expected because we've watched these teams over the years. They have played really tough football, no matter what the records are. And that's what we expected, and that's what we got. 6-3 our score here at halftime. When we come back, we'll get one of the coaches with Christina, plus all the festivities. Stay tuned. We continue our coverage on Thursday Night Touchdowns.
Do you want to know why Long Lewis sells more Fords than anyone in Central Alabama? It must be the price. So we clearly mark every vehicle with your best price right up front. There you go, plain and simple. I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama for Long Lewis Ford Lincoln, Highway 150 in Hoover.
Relax, Carlos. With McDonald's, you can afford to win them both over.
Right now, you choose any 2 Big Mac sandwich, Filet-O-Fish sandwich, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets for only $5.
Meet Pete and Paul. Twins so much alike, friends call them Pete and Repeat. But Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama treats them as individuals. Each gets a health insurance plan designed to meet his specific needs. One is a self-employed entrepreneur, the other working for a large company. After all, no 2 customers are alike, especially in Alabama. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. We cover what matters. Find out how we can cover you.
This moment, it's been 40 years in the making. Passing the torch from father to son is why your family partnered with Regions in the first place. From succession planning to your first day as CEO, Regions shares your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this, that makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Turn to Regions.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cook from Alabama. Did you know that Long Lewis has won more awards for customer satisfaction than any Ford dealer in the nation? Now that's a Dixieland delight. Long Lewis Ford Lincoln on Highway 150 in Hoover.
Dixieland delight.
High School, where Montgomery Academy leads 6-3. I'm here with Montgomery Academy school officials Susanna Cleveland and John McWilliams. Very pleasure to have you guys with us. What is your mission at Montgomery Academy?
The Montgomery Academy's mission is we develop leaders that are committed to scholarship, honor, service, and the pursuit of excellence.
And you guys have the most state championships from out of private and public schools in the River region. How many do you guys have, and what does that say about your school?
We do. We're very proud of that. We have 59, and what's wonderful and unique about that is that we have state championships in both girls and boys sports. And the neat thing about Montgomery Academy is our student athletes are pursuing excellence in the classroom, on the debate team, in the theater, in the chorus. They are active in all areas of our school, which is really amazing. They may be playing football on a Thursday or Friday night, but they're going to be performing in an art show or at a debate tournament the next weekend.
And John, tell us, you guys are an academic powerhouse, but how does athletics play into the development of these student athletes?
Well, a key part of our mission statement is leadership. And we believe that our athletic program helps develop our student leaders. It helps them understand teamwork and how to work together. And it also helps them manage a commitment outside of the classroom with all of their commitments inside of the classroom as well.
Talk about this rivalry. Obviously, there's a lot of connections between these two schools. You guys are located within 2 miles of each other. But just talk about how this week has been just in the classrooms and students preparing for this game.
Well, I'm a graduate of Montgomery Academy, and so there's always been a big part of my life that's been about the Trinity MA rivalry. It's certainly a friendly rivalry. We have great respect for our friends down Vaughn Road, but it's been a great week of support. We had a pep rally at our school today to celebrate this rivalry and this community.
What kind of support do you get from the community between these two schools?
Oh, well, we have a great support network with our families. We have a very strong Parents of the Academy organization. And, of course, our faculty are very supportive of our students as they go out to compete for the Eagles. So there's tremendous support throughout our parent communities for what we do at the Montgomery Academy.
Well, we're going to take a break. It's 6-3 halftime here at Trinity High School in Montgomery, Alabama. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Gene Soling.
And I'm Pat Dye.
You know, anytime you can get outdoors in Alabama and enjoy a day like this, it just makes you proud to be an American.
And speaking of being thankful, there's a program right here in Alabama called Forever Wild Land Trust that helps secure our public lands. so everybody has a place to go and get outdoors. Hey, don't just be proud of Alabama.
Get out and enjoy it. Forever Wildland Trust.
Come join the fun, food, and football at the LA Gumbo Festival, October 4th, located at the Wharf in Orange Beach, Alabama. This family event will feature a gumbo cook-off with contestants competing to win over world-class chefs and a celebrity panel of judges, craft booths, an art show, and football games on over 70 flat screens located in Baumhauer's and the Complete Angler. This special tailgate edition will feature a chance to win Bob's personal Iron Bowl tickets. Don't miss the excitement and fun that will make this weekend a yearly event on your calendar.
I'm Diane Bentley, Alabama's First Lady. Over 15 million children are exposed to domestic violence each year, and 10% of high school students are victims of dating abuse. Whether you are experiencing abuse or you think you know someone who is, it's time to speak out. The Alabama Coalition Against Domestic Violence can answer questions about safe dating behavior, as well as provide shelter to those fleeing violent homes. Call 1-800-650-6522 for help and a way out.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
They're racing from the goal line.
It's a close game here in Montgomery, Alabama at Trinity High School. Montgomery Academy leads 6-3. I'm here with school officials from Trinity, Headmaster Carrie Palmer and Athletics Director Harold Hilliard. Talk about this rivalry. Obviously, a lot of the coaches say it's a friendly and fun one, but this is one of the oldest rivalries in the River region among private schools. Talk about the camaraderie between these two schools.
Yeah, it's the friends playing friends. We go to church together. The parents work together. The boys do things together outside of here. So it's an opportunity for them to get to wear their school colors and compete with one another in an environment that's it's less friendly here and a little more friendly outside the sidelines.
How do the fans react? Parents cheering on both sides. I mean, how has this week been as athletics director preparing for this game?
It's been all around. The atmosphere's been awesome. The fans have been awesome. I mean, I'm sure they're giving each other grief at work. I know the boys talk, on social media and things like that. So I think all in all, it's just good, friendly competition.
How does athletics play a role into the success of these students, especially as they pursue into adulthood and go into college?
I think it teaches you commitment. I think it teaches you teamwork. It's an opportunity to, once you establish something that you start, that you always will finish what you start. And I think that leads true to life. I think that leads true to marriage. I think that leads true to jobs. And I think it all starts in any extracurricular activity, be it band or athletics. I think it's just a good opportunity and a good learning opportunity.
Now, Headmaster Carrie Palmer, tell us what Trinity Presbyterian represents.
Trinity School is an independent school. It's a Christian school, and what we mean by that in the way that we deliver our curriculum is that every single subject that we teach at Trinity is taught through a biblical world and life perspective. It's actually a non-denominational school, and we invite students, whether they're Christians or not, to come here, get a very high-quality education, but it's going to be completely framed within a biblical worldview.
And what is the difference between a public school and a private school?
Private schools are really independent schools. We're governed by a board of trustees. Our State Department involvement, education involvement, is very minimal. And we have the opportunity to make decisions right here at school that affect our students. We get to select our curriculum, and we can experiment, and we can look at what the colleges are expecting from our students, and have great freedom in getting them ready for that.
You guys were 3A last year. Of course, they've added another classification. You guys bumped up to 4A. How has that affected the students jumping up to that different classification and competing against bigger schools?
Sure. I think, certainly you have a different level of competition. I think it's a tremendous opportunity for our athletes to stretch and grow. Trinity is no stranger to 4A. I've been there before, and in fact has a 4A state championship. So we believe that we can be competitive. But absolutely, it's a stretch. And I was telling some students just the other day, it's those types of things in your career that will really make you successful in life. It's not the easy successes, but it's the times that you're stretched and pushed to get better. So we're excited about it.
This is also known as a friendly and fun rivalry. How have the students reacted this week in preparation for this game?
You know, I think the students are obviously very excited about it. Everything changes for this game. For us, it's like the Iron Bowl. And, you know, it is really unique. I went to Lee High School 25 years ago. Our rival was Jeff Davis. We didn't go to church together. We didn't see each other except for right there on that field. But here, these two communities are very closely connected. We have families that parents went to MA, children go here, and vice versa. And so it gets personal, but I wouldn't say it gets personal in a negative way. We have tremendous respect for the Montgomery Academy, and our students, I think, demonstrate that as well.
All right, thank you, guys. We are going to turn it over and listen to the Trinity High School or Trinity Presbyterian Marching Band.
Derek, what's with the scrubs? Shh.
She's going for it. It's going to work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm the doctor. Look, I got it. I'm the doctor. I got it.
Jack, Jack, Jack for more.
I'm Elizabeth Shirling, known as Sis Shirling to most everyone, and I'm the owner of Ed Shirling Ford in Enterprise. My late husband, Ed, and I have served the Wiregrass since 1975. And Ed Shirling Ford, in those 38 years, has become something of a Southern tradition.
It doesn't matter if you're uptown, if you're downtown, if you're around town, or just driving through town. Catch the Ed Shirling Ford Wave.
What is it about UWA? Is it the beauty of her campus? The feeling of being just the right size? World class, without classes big enough for the world? Is it the warmth of her people? They say there's something about this place. Maybe it's because this place feels like home. On campus or online, the University of West Alabama.
Children's of Alabama has been taking care of kids across our state for over 100 years. The opening of the Benjamin Russell Hospital for Children allows even more patient care. It leads the country in technology and innovation, including 17 state-of-the-art operating rooms, an expanded imaging center, and the Bruno Pediatric Heart Center, just to name a few. Children provides the highest level of care in a loving, comforting environment. I hope that you or anyone in your family never needs to be a patient, but if they do, Children's is here for you.
Halftime here at Boykin Field. The Montgomery Academy Eagles with a 6-3 lead over the homestanding Trinity Wildcats. Graham Dunn, Mike Peacock with you. And let's take a look at a couple of highlights, Mike. As not a lot happened, but enough.
Yeah. There were some good plays in the first half. But what it came down to is Josh Thomas, his ability to elude defenders, make his own daylight. Did a good job right here on this touchdown run where he bowled his way into the end zone. And then you had the turnovers. I believe this is going to be the first one here. Interception.
Yep,
by Montgomery Academy. LaPlatney with that one. And now you're going to have the interception by Trinity as Thomas tries to throw back across his body. And a pick for Trinity there. And neither team was able to take advantage of those turnovers.
Yep, Jackson Bird had the turnover had the interception, I should say, for Trinity. The numbers, as you would expect, about even, although much more rushing yardage, and that's due mostly to Josh Thomas.
Well, 140 yards for Montgomery Academy. 117 of those belonged to Josh Thomas on the ground. He had 11 carries for 117 yards. They were -2 in the passing department. On the other side of the ball, 104 total yards for Trinity. 17 rushes for 70 yards, 9 passes for 34 yards, 8 first downs, only 6 first downs for Montgomery Academy. So all in all, it's pretty even, although a yardage advantage for Montgomery Academy, but the stats reflect the score. A pretty even ball game.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll have the second half kickoff when we return. 6-3, Montgomery Academy.
It's here, the Toyota Annual Clearance Event at Bondi's Enterprise Toyota Scion.
Clearance pricing on all Toyotas, plus 0% on most, and you still get the boll weevil advantage of services for free.
Clearance prices on new Camry and Prius starting at $18,988.
Our entire used and certified Toyota inventory are clearance priced.
Save now during the Toyota Annual Clearance Event at Bondi's Enterprise Toyota Scion or on the web at bondistoyota.com.
Apply, sign, drive. Isn't that what you want to do when you get your next auto loan? At Army Aviation Center Federal Credit Union, that's how we take care of your auto loan. Apply at a branch, online, or with one of our preferred dealers. Sign your loan papers without a long wait. Drive your new car, truck, or SUV home. See our loan professionals today about your next auto loan. Not a member? It's easy to join, so stop by any of our 13 Wiregrass area or North Florida locations and find out how.
right, come on in. You'll try the Pepsi challenge with us today?
Yes. You just tell us which side you like better. Okay. I like that one better. You like that side better? The Pepsi side.
Who wants to try the Pepsi challenge? Come on over. Do you like this side better?
That is a Pepsi. Pepsi.
And you're from Atlanta?
I'm from Atlanta.
You're going to go home and spread the word that...
You're going home and hot. Pepsi tastes better.
At Alabama Foundation Specialist, we know your home is your biggest investment, and it starts with a solid foundation. But sometimes changes in underlying soils can cause sidewalks, driveways, porches, and pool decks to shift and crack. AFS has a simple, inexpensive solution that lifts the slabs with expansive foam called PolyLevel. It's lightweight, adheres in minutes, won't wash out or shift. Don't replace it, raise it. For a free estimate, call AFS or go to afsrepair.com.
Both teams are their respective sideline, just about ready to start the second half. 6-3. Montgomery Academy leading Trinity. And, of course, this is really the start of the second half of the season. And it's kind of different because we've got 11 weeks. But
right.
And in this case, you've got one team that's already played 5 games. The other's only played 4.
Right.
So Trinity will have a week off in the second half of the season. Montgomery Academy's already had theirs. So we'll see how that plays out, but Montgomery Academy with some huge games coming up after this one. Probably the 2 biggest games in region play coming up in the next 2 weeks for the Eagles.
They do, and you know, it's going to be tough for them to keep this thing rolling. You know, they knew this game was going to be a tough game for them coming in, and they've got a fight on their hands this second half, only being up 6-3. But you look at the Class 3A rankings, Montgomery Academy coming in at number 8 this week at 4-0. And, you know, there's some teams in that have some pretty good programs. T.R. Miller, I know Tallahassee played them earlier this year down in Bruton, and Dale County at 5-0.
And that, by the way, Montgomery Academy, best ranking they've had since 2006 when they were ranked 4th in the state. And Trinity on the other side, they've already played a couple of key games in region play. And they will have it to start the second half as Adams will bring it back. Finds a little bit of a seam. There's a marker on the play. And that will negate a decent return. But back to regional play, you get to the second half, you obviously want to win as many region games you can in the first half, but this will tell the tale whether or not you're going to go to the playoff.
Well, it always comes down to the games down the stretch. You know, both these teams are going to face some important contests down the stretch. Trinity wants to finish strong, work their way back into the playoff picture, and keep themselves in position to make the playoffs. Montgomery Academy just wants to keep rolling.
The Eagles have Fultondale next week, and that's some of your old stomping grounds.
It is.
They have a very good team. They are 4-1. They are tied with Montgomery Academy right now for first place in the region, which is Region 3 of Class 3A. So we're back to action here. 1st and 10 after the penalty. And they put Josh Thomas at running back, and he'll get about 12 yards. As the new quarterback is Barton Lester, and Anthony McCall was telling me this is their future at quarterback, and he loves this guy, and he would be playing if it weren't for Josh Thomas at quarterback.
Well, he's a good-looking kid, got good size, good height, good build. It looks like a quarterback. And, you know, hey, it's not bad when you have a guy like Josh Thomas you can stick at the tailback position and give the ball to.
So a little wrinkle for the Montgomery Academy Eagles to start the second half. We figured we'd see something from these two teams. Thomas, the tailback, does basically the same thing as he does at the quarterback. Gets several yards on first down.
But, you know, you look at the right side of that offensive line for Montgomery Academy over there. You've got Ian Jeskridge, Tyler Mitchell, and you've got the center, Bates Herrick. And then they're going to put a tight end in there that's another big guy.
Which is more than likely going to be 93
Sidney Mims. And you got a pretty stacked side over there. Of course, they ran away from it that time. At this time, they're going back toward it, and look at the hole that they've got.
Yep, Lester takes it himself, and he'll get the first down. He was hit first by number 33. And that is Marshall Griffin, but not before an MA first down. Yeah, he kind of gave us a little hint that this was about to happen, or at some point in time he's going to go to this, and he comes out of what they were doing in the first half and goes to it here in the second, and as we can see, it's been very successful, at least to this point.
Coach McCall said he hadn't shown this at all this season so far, and it is a different look. And now this strong side is over here this time.
Lester, a little trouble in the backfield. Thomas got to get caught, still on his feet, bounces off 3, 4, 5 tackles. It wasn't much, about 2 yards, but it was better than the alternative, which was a loss of about 3.
Exactly. He was hit first about 3 yards in the backfield, hit again about 3 yards in the backfield, and kept bouncing off, and finally ended up actually gaining a yard on the play. He ran about 25 yards right there and only gained one or two. But that's just kind of the kind of runner he is. He's tough to bring down.
Lester coming in, the junior. He was 4 of 9 throwing, 53 yards. He does have a touchdown pass, but he also has an interception. Fakes the handoff, looks downfield, complete, and there's that tight end, and boy, he was stuck. Mims with the catch, but let's give credit to Chandler Barrow with a stick.
That was as good a hit as we've seen all season, really. He squared him up, and he might feel that one in the morning when he wakes up for school.
It'll be 3rd and 2. Yeah, Barrow is part of that family heritage we talked about already with Trinity. His brother Blake was an all-state performer in baseball here at Trinity, part of a state championship team under Coach Ken Whittle. So a possession down for Montgomery Academy. Ball at the 40, near hash mark. We're underway here in the third quarter, 8:45 and counting. Thomas scoots outside. He'll have the first down and run out of bounds across the 45. We might get a late hit, or will we? No flag yet. But it won't matter. It'll be a first down for the Eagles, and they'll mark him out at the 45. But that's the problem you have with Josh Thomas.
Well,
he's tough to bring down in the middle of the field, and then he's got the speed to get outside.
And if you give him an inch, Graham, I noticed that the cornerback over there came up, and he came just a little bit to the inside and gave Josh Thomas just enough room to get around him and get the edge and gain a lot of extra yardage right there. If you give him just a little bit, he's going to take advantage and hurt you with it.
What does that? Give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Thomas again bounces outside, gets 8, 9, 10 yards before he's brought down. He falls forward. He looked like he was going to go down after about a 7-yard gain. Instead, it's 10 yards after Jay Beck brings him down.
Well, the good ones have that knack, Graham. They keep their feet moving. They keep moving forward. And when they fall forward. And he's got a lot of God-given talent that you don't teach.
Ninth play of the drive coming up. Ball inside Trinity territory at the 45. And again, this is a new look. Anthony McCall said we have not run this offense this year. Thomas again cuts it back right, spinning for about 7. Back again. Is the guy going to get tired? That's my question.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, as good as he is at quarterback, he looks pretty doggone good out of the tailback position too.
He had 115 yards in the first half. I'm going to say this drive started on about the 15-yard line. And he's working on about 50 or 55 yards already on this drive. He is out of the game now.
He is getting a break.
This time Adams, a little different, but he still fell forward, and he might have got the first down. It'll depend on the spot. Tackle made by 63 Will Hartzell, sophomore. But it will be 3rd and a yard. Will Thomas return? I do believe he probably will, and here he comes.
There he is.
Barton Lester at quarterback. The heir apparent to Thomas next year. We'll see what kind of wrinkle we get from Montgomery Academy here. Well, there won't be one. They'll just hand it off, and Trinity was ready for him, but still moves forward for a first down. Oh, my goodness, I thought they had him for a loss. Instead, he gets the first down.
How did he get away from that? He had at least three guys on him right there, and still managed to squirm away. He's going to get hit a couple of yards deep right here. He's got 3 blue jerseys on him and still keeps his feet moving and gets across the mark for the first down. What a big effort right there from Josh Thomas.
Yeah, Cole Mitchell went along for the ride right there. He thought he had him in the backfield. And Thomas spun and gets the first down to keep the drive moving. Lester, play action. Pass downfield, wide open. Oh, what a catch.
Oh, wow.
Sam Hudson at the 10, first down.
I don't know how he held that.
Hudson with his first catch of the night.
First down for Montgomery Academy.
And if my numbers are right, that's his first catch of the year.
Yeah, I did not see him on the receiving numbers. But look at this play. Pass a little high, gets away, and we didn't quite see it there, but he reached up with his right hand. It came off his right hand and down about his thighs. He was able to get both hands on it and secure it.
First and goal, 10-yard line. Thomas bouncing out. Get to the boundary, and he will be brought down at about the 2. He is out of bounds. But about an 8-yard pickup for Thomas, who continues to just drive forward. He's going to sleep well tonight because, as we mentioned already, he has not run the ball near this much so far this year.
Right. He probably hasn't played this much in a game this year. Not much past halftime, and he's the workhorse right now for Montgomery Academy.
14 plays with a snap, all taken by Barton Lester at quarterback, and most of which with Thomas in the backfield. He falls. Did the ball
came
come
loose.
Out? Trinity thinks they have it. We have not gotten him. Now we will say he was down.
The beanbags came out, Graham. I thought they were going to call that a fumble.
But the line judge came down and held up an arm saying it was
ground caused it, I believe.
So the ball marked at the 1. Huffam there with a tackle. 3rd and goal. More than likely, this is 2 chances for a touchdown. This time the quarterback sneak. Did he get it? Lester?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Touchdown Montgomery Academy. And a workman drive by the Eagles.
Absolutely. You know, that was just grinding it out right there. And I'm going to tell you what, Coach McCall, this offense looks pretty good. I know it's a change of pace, but it looks pretty good.
So Massey will attempt the extra point. They will go for 1. As you remember, they missed the first extra point kick back in the first quarter. That's our first score, by the way. We had no scoring in the second quarter. In fact, most of the first quarter, both teams kind of got things going, and that kick is through the uprights good. So a great drive by Montgomery Academy puts them on top 13-3. We'll be back to Montgomery in a moment.
Hard work, determination, teamwork. It can mean the difference between winning and losing. These are values that I teach my sons and players on the football field, and they are values we believe in at Wedemark and Keith. If you have been hurt, put my firm's hard work, determination, and legal team to work for you.
Wedemark Keith, because your case matters. Call 800-309-0500.
This moment, it's been 40 years in the making. Passing the torch from father to son is why your family partnered with Regions in the first place. From succession planning to your first day as CEO, Regions shares your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this, that makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Turn to Regions.
Staying active is an important part of a healthy lifestyle. Any exercise comes with the risk of getting hurt. Don't let an injury get between you and the activities you love. Let Alabama Orthopedic, Spine, and Sports Medicine Associates be the team that's working together to get you better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gregory Galan. Back and neck injuries occur on and off the field. If you're injured, come see us. We'll get your back in the game.
Let our team help you recover your lifestyle. Call or visit AOSSMA online today.
It's the third quarter, 5:12 left. Montgomery Academy leads it 13-3. The Alabama State Parks are celebrating its 75th anniversary. I'm here with Randy Jinks with the Alabama State Parks. Tell us what kind of events are coming up this fall for people to go to your parks and enjoy.
Well, a week from tomorrow night, October the 3rd in Auburn at Chihuahua State Park, we're hosting a jazz concert. Sort of a prelude event. We're going to partner with a gentleman from Birmingham and hope to have a series next year. And then we've had the Baumhauer Shrimp Fest and Barbecue Series, been sort of our headline event for the entire year. And the last one is coming up October the 11th at Oak Mountain State Park. Bob Baumhauer's been a great partner. We're expecting a real good event there.
And what can people expect? Obviously, the leaves are changing, and if they're going to the parks, there's also the fall colors.
Well, typically, fall is our highest occupancy month for our facilities, our cabins, our cottages, our chalets, our lodge rooms. So it's a great time to get out for people that enjoy the color show that Mother Nature puts on every year and observe them from an Alabama State Park. It's just a good time to be out in the parks.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Christina. Randy, I need that jacket. Headed the other way, and a return back to the 16-yard line where Trinity will have it. What a drive by Montgomery Academy.
What a great drive it was, Gray. I mean, 14 plays, 90 yards on the drive. Josh Thomas was 9 carries for 49 yards on that drive. He was the workhorse. They just grounded down the field. They threw the ball a couple of times in the drive. Most of the plays were rushing plays, and they just basically said, here, stop this, and Trinity wasn't able to.
And they went with a different look. They had a new quarterback in Barton Lester who ended up scoring on the 1-yard plunge. Also a great pass and catch, the tight end Hudson. And so Trinity will try to answer here. And Mike, once again, I thought this was the play of the drive. As good as Josh Thomas was, this catch was unbelievable.
It really was. You're going to see the rollout here, nice fake, and then watch this catch. It was unbelievable. It was. I mean, it was up over his head. He got that right hand on it, was able to corral the ball down, and finally controlled it below his waist. What a great catch that was.
Last play was good for 5 yards for Trinity. 2nd and 5, Jones to throw. He's got a receiver in the flat, and pass was underthrown. It was intended. As I check my number again here, that was Michael Sellers, the intended receiver, so it'll be 3rd and 5. And Trinity now, they're not a quick strike team.
Right.
And they need to sustain a drive here, not only to allow their defense to get some rest, but also keep the football out of Josh Thomas's hands.
That's right. That's what they're trying. That's what they need to do on the offensive. They need to help their defense out.
2-back set. Jones to throw. It is caught. Nice catch. There's another great catch. We're seeing them all over the place tonight. Pat Williams with a reception and enough for a first down.
Well, I tell you, that ball was a little bit behind him, and he was able to leave his feet and grab that thing with both hands. What a good catch right there, and a big play for Trinity.
So the ball at the 28-yard line, first down. Trinity trailing 13-3, 4:05 left, third quarter. Jones again to throw. In trouble and going down. Never got a chance to set his feet. And the reason is because big number 55 was there. That's Ian Eskridge.
Eskridge was all over him. 13-yard loss on that play. And he just couldn't get away that time. He saw him just at the last minute and could not elude the big guy right there.
McCall had some great things to say about Eskridge. A 4-year starter at Montgomery Academy, both sides of the ball. He's also one of the top offensive linemen. They run the screen. Adams picking his way across the 20 up close to the 25, but he needed about the 28. And that'll set up a punting situation for the Wildcats, we assume.
Well,
actually, I'm looking at the front step.
Yeah.
They needed to go to about the 38.
Yeah, they did. 3rd and about 15 here. I'm going to assume, well, let's see what they try to do here. They're going to do it. You might see a little quick kick here.
You might. Now, remember, Adams is the punter. But now he is not set up to kick at this point to take the snap. Jones is. And it looks like they're going to go for it. 3rd and 14. Jones looking deep. Throws it to the middle of the field, nowhere near the intended receiver, which was Adams.
It was only 3rd down.
There you go.
That's why they didn't punt.
We're not in Canada. I get that. So it'll be a 4th and punting situation. That's what they put that little number over there on that box for, right?
That's it. That's what that 3 was all about over there.
Yeah.
Right? We were miscounting over
this
here.
Thing they're not checking with us.
Yeah.
So now 4th and 15. I've never made that mistake before in my life, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now Robert Adams will set back to punt. These are the diets your mother told you about. Josh Thomas is deep to receive the punt. Low line kick. And Thomas won't even get to field that one. It is on the sideline. Out of bounds. Looked like it bounced out at 37.
And Graham, I'm not sure right there, but we're going to a break.
All right, let's take a timeout. 40-yard punt. Montgomery Academy with a 10-point lead.
Derek was with the scrubs. Shh.
She's going for it. It's going to work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm a doctor. Look, I got it. I got it. Jack, for more.
You'll never guess what 400,000 people in the U.S. were using when they crashed their cars last year. No, not this. This. Distracted driving will kill you. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation. 2/3 of drivers who died in car crashes chose to ignore this warning. Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
I had a dream, a beautiful dream. I couldn't believe how real it seemed. Up on stage, in a field of green, on the winding river, a song you'll sing. When I wake up, I'll see you here in Montgomery, where dreams come true.
I'm Diane Bentley, Alabama's First Lady. Over 15 million children are exposed to domestic violence each year, and 10% of high school students are victims of dating abuse. Whether you are experiencing abuse or you think you know someone who is, it's time to speak out. The Alabama Coalition Against Domestic Violence can answer questions about safe dating behavior, as well as provide shelter to those fleeing violent homes. Call 1-800-650-6522 for help and a way out.
Well, this year our Alabama State Parks are celebrating their 75th anniversary. To learn more about our amazing Alabama State Parks, download their new mobile app. Go to alapark.com. That's ALAPARK.com. Click on the link for a free download. 2:29 to play here in the third quarter. Montgomery Academy leading it by 10, and they're going to stick with the same set. Why not? They just drove down the field 90 yards. What that means is Josh Thomas, who played quarterback in the first half, most of the first 4 games, is now in the backfield with Barton Lester taking snaps, and immediately they get 5 yards.
I think Coach McCall is saying, hey, if it ain't broke, I ain't going to fix it. So he's going to keep this set out there.
There is a flag. Now, Anthony McCall is not on the sideline. If you're looking on the sideline looking for Coach McCall, he's not there. He's above our heads here in the press box. He started that 3 weeks ago, and we've got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct foul on Montgomery Academy. And that will back up the play 15 yards. That was a dead ball, so they lose the down. So it's going to be second at about 20 after that penalty.
And, Graham, I believe what happened on that play is that somebody on the sideline said something they shouldn't have over there, and the official was right there to hear it and drop the flag, because they weren't talking to a player on the field. The coaches were actually talking to some players on the sideline. So I believe there was a little remark or two made over there that probably shouldn't have been made.
So the ball at the 32, yep.
A lesson learned.
Excuse me, make that the 27. And Lester will throw, finds his man complete near the 35-36 yard line. Pass was completed to Jimmy Massey. So they pick up most of that penalty yardage back. It'll be 3rd and about 12.
I'll tell you one thing Barton Lester does, Graham, on those plays right there, the sort of bootleg plays that he's running, he carries out his fakes very well and hides the football. And the play action is very good and allows him to get out and get some room to throw the ball.
Key down here for the Trinity defense. They would love to get off the field and get their offense back out there, trailing by 10. Thomas is the lone setback. Nice fake by the quarterback, Lester. He's in trouble and has very little running room, and he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage. I'll tell you what, Cole Mitchell has been all over the place tonight. He is working very hard, and he'll force a punt after that tackle.
And it is 4th down.
Thank you very much. Glad to know that. I'm just going to quit calling it down. I'm going to let you handle it.
I had to remind myself, but I watched the guy change it from 3 to 4 that time, so I made sure I had it right.
The progression being correct that time. I appreciate that. Bennett Rutledge will punt for Montgomery Academy. That reminds me of it. My son one time was keeping the scoreboard at Crampton Bowl, and he put up 1st and 10 at the 52-yard line. Now, to this day, he swears he didn't do that, but everybody saw it, and he'll deny it. But I can't deny this because we're being taped. Fair catch.
That's right.
At the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st down after Robert Adams with a fair catch.
Too much evidence.
I know it. You can't hide. It's all there. So let's see what the Wildcats can do offensively. What kind of a little wrinkle do they have, maybe?
Well, you know, McCall told us, Graham, that every year when they play Trinity rolls out something that they haven't seen. So, and I don't know that we've seen that yet tonight. So maybe Coach Ragsdale's saving that for a certain situation.
Maybe. It is Jones at quarterback. Etheridge in the backfield, and he has a handoff. And he'll get a good carry on 1st down. In fact, he's got 8 yards before he is brought down. Looked like number 5 hit him first. That is Judd Blunt. But not before. 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. And this is the type of offense that Trinity, they need to sustain. They need to keep the football for several minutes. A lot of these guys do go 2 ways. Jones rolling. He will run it and get the 1st down, chased down from behind by LaPlatney as well as Judd Blunt. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Trinity will have it 1st and 10 at their 45 when we come back. It's 13-3 Montgomery Academy.
When your cable company, overnight, expands the number of high-definition channels to over 200, the most available anywhere, and allows you to look at the world with such stunning, incredible, unimaginable clarity, you will see the details, inside the details, inside the details. And the way you see TV will be changed forever. Charter Spectrum TV is here, starting at $29.99 per month.
There's so much to love about UWA. The campus is beautiful, and it's just the right size. And I love the new residence hall. I've made so many friends. They say, there's something about this place. I say, it's because this place feels like home. On campus or online, the University of West Alabama.
This week, we're traveling the back roads and the backwaters of our state as we take a ride with a man who knows every inch of it. Fishing is always great, but it's even better if you've got the right bait. Fishing can be very restful, but when it comes to our final resting place, we've got a man who'll make sure his neighbors are properly remembered. Then we swing open the vault and speak of kilts and fire plugs and electric banjos. All absolutely Alabama.
Children's of Alabama has been taking care of kids across our state for over 100 years. The opening of the Benjamin Russell Hospital for Children allows even more patient care. It leads the country in technology and innovation, including 17 state-of-the-art operating rooms, an expanded imaging center, and the Bruno Pediatric Heart Center, just to name a few. Children provides the highest level of care in a loving, comforting environment. I hope that you or anyone in your family never needs to be a patient, but if they do, Children's is here for you.
We get ready to start the fourth quarter. Montgomery Academy with a 13-3 lead, but Trinity on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 45. Montgomery Academy trying to do something that they have not done in the series since 2006-2007, and that's when back-to-back games against the Wildcats. They won last year. If they can hold on here, they will win 2 in a row. Jones out of bounds, hit hard on the far sideline. But he did get about 7 yards before Judd Blunt laid the low cut on him.
He did. Good lick over there, an illegal lick. He was inbounds. But I will tell you who took the brunt of that lick was Jason Strickland, a freshman player from Montgomery Academy over there. He ended up with the quarterback in his lap. I think he got hit harder than anybody.
He was on the sideline.
He was. He was standing on the sideline minding his own business, and all of a sudden there's number 2 in his lap.
His mom and dad had no idea he would get a call tonight, did he? 2nd and 4. Jones, deep drop. Getting out of trouble. Looking downfield. That was no, it's not. In and out of the hands of LaPlatney at about the 45.
I think Adams may have slipped down right there, Graham. He was... I think when he made his cut, he went down or tried to come back for the football. He went down, and almost an easy interception for Montgomery Academy right there.
Almost the second of the night for LaPlatney. So now a 3rd down situation for Trinity. It's at the MA 49. They need the 45 to keep possession. Quick pitch. Adams coming near side, cuts it back to the middle of the field. He's going to be about a yard short of the needed yardage. Bennett Rutledge with a big tackle at about the 47. But I have a feeling we'll see Trinity go for it here on 4th down.
Oh, I think so at this point on the field. But LaPlatney had 1 interception coming into the game, got his 2nd one in the first half, and almost had a 3rd a couple of plays ago.
So the big play of the night here for Trinity. 4th and 2. This time a 2-back set. Etheridge and Hunter Johnson in the backfield with Jones. It is Etheridge. And he's got the first down, falling forward, close to the 41-yard line. That's a big play for Trinity.
That was a big play. And I tell you, Etheridge, Graham, if he keeps his head up right there, I think he was expecting to get hit. And he went into that runner's pose where he tucked his head down and he went through and he kind of stumbled a little bit. If he keeps his head up, he might have some daylight for a big run there. But he got a little stumble going and couldn't recover. But a huge play for Trinity right there on 4th down as they gain that first down.
Clock is moving, 10:39 and counting. We're in the 4th quarter. Jones from the shotgun, looking, and can't get away. And we've got a late flag coming in. That might be holding. Inge Eskridge again with a sack. That is his 2nd of the night. This one, I believe, against Trinity. It'll be holding. And we'll see if the Eagles decide to take the penalty or take the play. They did lose about 4, did Trinity on the play. Do you want to lose 4 or do you want to lose 10 and
they're going to
play it again?
They're going to back them up and take that extra yardage from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, they mark it off from the 48.
And I'll tell you, I've noticed something on this drive a couple of times. Now, Trinity's been able to recover from it, but there's been a few times on this drive that the defensive front for Montgomery Academy has pinned their ears back, and they have driven the offensive line 4, 5, 6 yards deep in the backfield. And that was one of those plays right there. There were a lot of white shirts in the backfield. And Jones ended up getting sacked, and I think the hold was on the player maybe who made the sack there.
So 1st down and long. Etheridge, nothing. Stacked up really behind the line of scrimmage. And he was hit first by number 14. And it's Pete Taylor, defensive end. He is a senior. So a loss on the play of about 2. It'll be 2nd and, let's see.
Shorter.
Yes. 21 as opposed to 20 yards to go. Something that we kind of touched on at the start. Both of these coaching staffs have a lot of relationships. In fact, there are a pair of brothers on the staffs on each side. That one in and out of the hands. Parker Sasser wants pass interference. He's not going to get it. It'll be 3rd and long. But you got David Bethea on the Montgomery Academy sideline, and he's easy to spot because his locks of hair reach his shoulders, and they've been that way for the longest time. As we take another look at the pass, and we'll see, was it interference? We know it's not because it wasn't called, but LaPlatney was on his backside, but I would call that incidental.
Yep.
So 3rd and Highland home for Trinity from the 39. Jones again in trouble. Down he goes. Triple team that time. Sidney Mims was back there. So was Jay Back. And that should force a punt for Trinity. So the Wildcats with a big 4th down conversion, but then they end up going backwards, and they hurt themselves with a holding call.
Well, they really went backwards when they went backwards that time. And Jones had a pump fake right there, and he did not recognize the pressure coming from his throwing side. And before he could recover, he was on the ground.
Minimal pressure. Now we've got a whistle and a flag. That was a heck of a punt by Adams, and it's not going to count.
Wow.
That ball traveled 50 yards in the air. But the play will come back, and it'll be probably a penalty against Trinity. Well, no, it's not. It's against MA. Well, that hurts them because this 5-yard penalty is not going to help much.
Right, and they would have pinned them inside the 10-yard line right there, but that was a dead ball, I guess. Encroachment penalty, I believe. But
yeah, that's one of the rules that have changed over the years. Used to, if you had 12 men on the field and you played the play as a 15-yard penalty,
right.
Now they stop play. And I'm sure it's a safety concern. Let's see if Adams can repeat the punt. Nope, not quite as far, but still effective. As Thomas will let it roll inside the 20, inside the 25 to the 22. That is where MA will have it. When we come back, the Eagles with a 13-3 lead.
Relax, Carlos. With McDonald's, you can afford to win them both over.
Right now, you choose any 2 Big Mac sandwich, Filet-O-Fish sandwich, or 10-piece chicken McNuggets for only $5.
I got a call from Ashley, one of my customers, because
it looks like there's been some sort of explosion.
There is soot everywhere, all over this house, and she finds something very strange.
Someone's been here.
Call 911. I'll be right there.
I can't hold it.
It turns out someone tried to break into her house, and they got stuck in the chimney. Ashley was covered for the damage to the chimney and the cleanup.
For service and savings, call Alpha.
The warrior spirit, it's in there. Always has been. Now let it out and take the world by fire. Train well and learn what it means to be a Troy Trojan. Walk with confidence. Conquer. Claim territory and climb ladders. Discover your inner warrior. Find success in teaching others with an education degree from Troy University. For details, visit troy.edu/spirit.
Hey, I don't know what you're doing on October 4th, but I got an idea for you.
Okay.
Orange Beach, Alabama, at the Wharf. Come and enjoy the LA Gumbo Fest, the tailgate edition. Food, arts and crafts, music, lots of family fun. You might win Bob's Iron Bowl tickets.
Wow.
Go to gumboforlife.com for more information. That's gumboforlife.com. 8:28 on the clock. We're in the 4th quarter. 13-3. MA, they have the football, and I'm sure I was going to say they're going to run a clock, and they promptly throw it deep. Downfield to Platten. He's got it out of bounds, and he's got a big first down, and the late flag comes in. We'll wait and see what the penalty might be. I don't think he went out of bounds and came back in. I think this will go against Trinity.
I think it's going to go against Trinity. I think he stepped out of bounds, and I don't think the safety for Trinity realized he was out of bounds because he sort of kept running and was right at the sideline and gave him another shot. I don't think there was any intent in it at all, but nonetheless, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, they're going to pay for it. That was a 32-yard reception. Again, we have had the backup quarterback, Barton Lester, go the entire second half with Josh Thomas in the backfield, and you just saw why Anthony McCall's pretty excited about this guy next year as his quarterback.
Well, and you got to think, too, Thomas has had a pretty good night. I think 11 carries, 172 yards on the night. So he's been doing pretty well himself, and I think he's enjoyed playing tailback a little bit. But that was a great throw right there by Barton Lester.
Ball at the 30, 1st and 10. Thomas back down in the backfield.
And one of the few times tonight, Graham, we've seen him go down on first contact.
Hudson Huffman with the tackle in the backfield, a loss of a couple. Let's talk to Christina. Hello, Christina.
Play loses yardage. It'll be second.
Don't forget to check out your favorite teams, scores, highlights, players of the week. You can find that all on our website, pathtotheplayoffs.com. Don't forget to find out, or you can find out on our website where to watch on your local Raycom station, plus the schedule for each Thursday night's game, all on our website, pathtotheplayoffs.com.
All right, Christina. 2nd and long, and Long has to throw it away. It'll be a 3rd and long situation, but at this point, a little bit of a surprise. They're throwing the football here. They want that clock to run, but Lester with a pass there, incomplete. Well, I know he's trying to avoid the sack.
And I saw the coaching staff on the MA sideline that time, Graham. They were telling Lester, hey, you should have tucked the ball and kept running right there instead of trying to make that throw. You could have got some extra yardage, plus it would have kept the clock running.
Clock is stopped at the moment, 7 and change. 3rd and 13. Now Thomas will take the snap. And he keeps it. And before he can get going, flags come in, and that will go against MA again, I believe. Maybe a false start. And that will be the case.
Yep.
So somebody was not set, and that'll be 5 more yards marked off against the Eagles. So now a 3rd and very long, 3rd and 18 at the 37-yard line.
3rd and 16.
The clock begins to run. Now 7:20 on the clock. And MA doesn't mind that. They've got a 10-point lead. Thomas again. He's going to do it himself. Cuts it outside and is run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. We'll credit number 33, Marshall Griffin, with a tackle. But again, you don't want to get out of bounds. You don't want to stop the clock.
Right.
It is a pickup of about 6 yards. But it is a 3rd and 9. Ball is at the 29. And I'm going to assume again that they'll probably go for it again. It is 4th down. Yes, I got it that time, guys. I see it across the way. It is 4th down. I'm never going to live that down, am I? It's never going to go away.
Hey, I was right there with you. So between the two of us, we are 100 years old. So.
Yes, exactly. Thomas over the middle, complete to Platney. Finds running room into the end zone. Touchdown. 31 yards on the play.
Wow.
And that is about as good as you can do on 4th down.
That is. That's you'll take that any time on 4th down.
And Thomas shows you his versatility. He's been running it. And now with a touchdown pass, I believe that is his 2nd of the year. I'll verify that. Actually, it is his 3rd touchdown pass of the year. But more importantly, it gives the Eagles a 19-3 lead with the PAT coming. That kick is straight ahead and through the upright. And Massey's PAT gives Montgomery Academy a 20-3 lead with 6:50 to go here in the ball game.
Well, and Graham, that probably is going to be the backbreaker. And you look at this play, Thomas has plenty of time. He looks, moves, and then finds his receiver over the middle. A defender falls down right there, gives him some open, and you don't have to give LaPlatney very much room because he's got good speed, good elusiveness. He gets himself into the end zone for the touchdown.
LaPlatney's third reception for a touchdown this year. That's only coming in. He only had 4 receptions. But I got to give him a lot of credit because he's done everything on defense.
Right.
He's done it on offense. He's come up with some key catches.
And you notice
on an interception.
You notice on kickoffs, they kicked it away from him. Tried to kick it away from him because he has a couple of returns for touchdowns this season already. The guy is a jack of all trades for Montgomery Academy, a very valuable man for Coach McCall.
And you know what's so interesting is I was talking to Anthony McCall. I've seen Sam LaPlatney play baseball for a few years.
Right.
He is actually not playing baseball anymore. He's concentrating on basketball and football. Looks like it's working.
Absolutely.
So the Eagles will kick it away. 6:50 to go. Again, if this holds up, second straight win for MA over Trinity. It will keep their record perfect going into 2 very difficult games in region play. Adams, right at the 20. He breaks free. He's got one man to beat, gets a block. Across midfield, he'll be caught at the 45. So a good run back by Robert Adams. I'm checking for flags. I don't see any.
Nope.
But the Wildcats will have it in good field position, 1st and 10 at the MA 46, a 52-yard return.
Well, that man LaPlatney had a shot at him, but a good block. I didn't see who made the block. Let's see if we can pick it up here on this replay. As LaPlatney had a bead on Adams. He gets loose here, gets into the open field. He's going to pick up a block right there, just in front right there. And that was John Hall with the big block that sprung him for those extra yards.
So Trinity with good working room here, 1st and 10 in MA territory. Etheridge has got 9, maybe 10 yards. And that's what Trinity's got to do. They are short on time, to say the least.
Right, and you remarked earlier, Graham, and anybody that knows about this program knows they're not a quick strike type offense. They don't have a big aerial attack. They do throw the ball a lot, but they're more of a ball control passing team, not necessarily a downfield passing team, and they need to get something as quickly as they can.
1st and 10. Hand off right side, and that's Turk, and he'll get a couple of yards. Inside the 35 down to the 34. Rutledge with a stop. It'll be 2nd and 7. We've talked about Montgomery Academy and what they have ahead. Boy, they face a juggernaut next week. They got to go to Ashford.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we'd call them a surprise team in that region, but they are blowing everybody out so far this year.
Right.
2nd and 8. Jones looking deep. Adams is down there and can't come up with it. And a hit, a hard hit
for number 13,
from
Robert
Barton
Adams.
Lester.
Defending on the play from number 7, Barton Lester.
Lester was over there as well as Sam Adams. And Robert Adams is going to field that one tonight.
Well, there was a legal hit, shoulder to chest, not at the head, so there was no targeting on that.
3rd and 8. Ball at the 40, make it the 34-yard line. Clock is stopped at the moment at 5:48. And now a timeout will be taken by Trinity. Randy Ragsdale and his staff want to get the right play called here. And so he'll bring his offense over. Let me talk a little bit about Randy Ragsdale. This young man, and I say young man, he has been around a long time, 36 years a head coach, 26 here at Trinity.
Right.
And I've never met a coach, and I've met a lot of them,
right,
who is as soft-spoken and as positive as he is.
Absolutely.
If you ever speak to him, and you found out firsthand this afternoon when you got a chance to meet him, he's going to say something positive every chance he gets.
Absolutely. And, it's just the kind of guy that he is, the kind of man that he is.
All right, we'll talk more about him when we come back. 20-3 Montgomery Academy.
Derek was with the scrubs.
She's going for it. It's going to work. She's going for the burger.
Stand back, everyone. I'm the doctor. Look, I got it. I got it.
Jack for more.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Let's face it, your business needs to keep track of the present while focusing on the future. Broadview Media is your partner in getting that done. We have years of experience in video production, helping businesses like yours shape their image. High-def video, satellite uplink, and meeting here is like having a global branch office by using our video conferencing. Whether it's a studio production or on location, Broadview Media can help keep your business in focus. To learn more, call or click today. Are you ready to see more?
Come join the fun, food, and football at the LA Gumbo Festival, October 4th, located at the Wharf in Orange Beach, Alabama. This family event will feature a gumbo cook-off with contestants competing to win over world-class chefs and a celebrity panel of judges, craft booths, an art show, and football games on over 70 flat screens located in Baumhauer's and the Complete Angler. This special tailgate edition will feature a chance to win Bob's personal Iron Bowl tickets. Don't miss the excitement and fun that will make this weekend a yearly event on your calendar.
Ben Jones and the Wildcats with a 3rd and 8 inside MA territory. They'll throw it in the flat. That one nearly intercepted.
Wow.
It was tipped by Inge Eskridge. And we were just discussing our defensive player of the game. And we think we figured out who it is, but I think Eskridge is making a case for himself as well.
He's definitely a candidate, that's for sure. He's got a pretty good platform tonight of support for that honor, but a couple other players had a pretty good night, too, on the defensive side of the ball.
Trinity will go for it here. Why not? 4th down. You're down 17. And you're in the latter stages of this one. They'll stack wide receivers on both sides. On 4th down, Turk in the backfield. Jones over the middle. Complete. Adams lost the football. And I believe MA got it.
They did.
That is a recovery by Sam Hudson, who has had a couple of big plays, one on offense and one on defense tonight.
You got to feel bad for Adams right there, because Ben Jones hit him perfectly across the middle, got a 1st down play, just got the ball poked out from behind right there on a good defensive play, and Montgomery Academy has it.
So the Eagles get the turnover. I believe that's 2 against Trinity tonight, and they've been big. 5.5 to play here in the game. And I'm just going to guess that we're not going to see too many passes at this point.
I wouldn't think so.
Thomas in a one-back set. He'll take the snap and go forward for about 2, maybe 3, close to the 30-yard line.
I think we're going to see quite a lot of.
All right, let's see what Christina's got. Christina?
Montgomery Academy's head coach Anthony McCall believes his team has gotten a lot closer over the past month when he took his team to visit sick patients at Children's Hospital in Birmingham, including a special little girl who's actually a student at Montgomery Academy. He believes this experience has given his kids a new perspective on life, and it's showing on the football field. Guys?
All right, Christina, thank you. That was a great story he told us earlier in the week. And breaking free for a big gainer, William Newman. He'll have a 1st down at the 43, but they played Randolph, which is out of the Huntsville area.
Right.
And the two schools have played in several other sports, including they have met in girls soccer, the championship, a couple of times. And so they've got a little bit of a of I won't call it a rivalry, but a relationship in playing each other. And they figured out, why don't we play in Birmingham? And they played at Birmingham Southern. They got a hold of Joe Dean. He said, come up and play at our stadium. And Montgomery Academy went up a little early, visited Children's Hospital. They also raised money to donate to the Children's Hospital.
$6,500,
yes.
I understand.
Yeah, they wrote them a check this week. And one of the things that McCall was trying to do was help his players understand that, hey, nothing is for certain.
Exactly.
It is. That may be you one day. You hope not.
Right.
And we do have a shot of, again, Anthony McCall up above us here in the press box. But I thought it was a great story.
Oh, it's a great story. It's a great thing for kids to do. Nothing teaches a kid about how things can change than community service. Some sort of community service like that.
And he's the first to tell you, as I believe we might have Trinity on sides for the snap. But he says that's part of our mantra at Montgomery Academy is community service, and I'm sure that you'll find that with a lot. Actually, they call it on MA, so it'll be a 5-yard step off. Most coaches, Randy Ragsdale, same thing. He will talk about how he wants his players to be good citizens. He works very hard to help them recognize that, not only him, but all of the coaches at Trinity and certainly at Montgomery Academy. So, and by the way, I don't know if we'll get to see it, and this is something that I find really interesting and a great thing to see. At the end of the game, both teams will meet at midfield. They'll have a little bit of a devotional, so to speak, and say a prayer. That's something that Randy Ragsdale tries to do after every game.
And they even invite parents and fans to come out and join in that, too, from both teams. So that's very unique.
Lester with a keeper, and he'll lose a couple more. Why don't we check out our play of the game? And I think I know which one it is, but I'm going to wait before I start describing it. It was a pass play. I don't think that's it. So why don't we check again? And we'll have that for you here momentarily. 2:44 and counting.
The suspense is killing the viewers.
And by the way, it wasn't when I mistakenly called it fourth down on third down.
That was not the play of the game. We can assure everyone that was not the play of the game.
Thomas in the backfield, and he'll go forward across the 40 to the 44.
That would be the senior moment of the game.
Exactly. All right, now let's try it again. We see the play of the game. Lester and a one-handed catch by number 44, Sam Hudson. That helped keep a big drive going for Montgomery Academy. It eventually has swelled into 20-3, but that made it. They went from a 10-point to a 17-point game.
That's true. That might get a little kudos from a major network who does plays of the night. If somebody sent the tape of that in, that might get some consideration.
I like it. I think it's a great idea. Fourth down. Yes, it is fourth down.
Yes, it is. That is a 4.
2:26 remaining in the game. Trinity is going to fall to 1-5 on the year. And why is that significant other than the fact that it's one of the worst records that they've had? But they have never finished below 500.
I knew what you were about to say, and that was one of the most impressive things that I read in all of the information coming out of this football game was Randy Ragsdale's record here at Trinity. They've never even finished 500 before. And that's just incredible.
Punt will roll inside the 20 off the foot of Rutledge. So Trinity will have it at that spot. Yeah, of course, I've lived in Montgomery. I've covered these teams going on 20, 25 years. Mm-hmm. And you really don't pay attention to those type things. But then you get, you move away from it for a couple of years. And, of course, getting ready, prepared for this, I had no idea.
Right.
That they had never finished below 500. That's a credit not only to Randy Ragsdale, but also, Jim Chafin, who was the athletic director who helped hire Randy Ragsdale. He was a very successful coach at Robert E. Lee High School. In fact, when the Generals were winning state championships in the 50s and 60s. He was a part of that. And he hired Randy Ragsdale. And one of the things he talked about was who you play.
Right.
How are you going to do in the playoffs? You're not going to do very well if you're playing a bunch of easy games. And so Randy Ragsdale said, well, when can we start playing? After his first couple of years, and finally Jim Chafin said, all right, go ahead. And so he started bringing in some powerhouse teams. As there's a catch by Adams across the middle, and he'll fight forward across the 35 for a first down to the 36. But he picked up teams that had won state championships. I think he played T.R. Miller a couple of times. And this is all while he was still trying to develop his team.
Played Clay County. He played some of the, I believe, was it Tanner that he played, or one of those teams that is synonymous with winning a lot of championships. And he believes when they did win the state championship, he believes that had a lot to do with it, the fact that they had started playing those folks.
And they did win their first and now only state title back in 2005. And let's take a break in all that discussion. Why don't we take a look at who our defender of the game is? And I want to say it's probably number 1 for Montgomery Academy, Sam LaPlatney, who has been all over the field today.
Yep.
That's a interception that ended a threat in the first half.
And that's a pretty good grab right there, because I don't know if I've noticed that prior to this, but the ball got away from him a little bit, and he was able to grab it with one hand and secure that interception. So pretty nice play there, but he's been all over the place tonight for MA.
Sellers with a catch. It'll be 3rd and about 7. But finishing up my story, they win the state title behind some greats. You had the Trotts, the Eddens. Mm-hmm. Those guys were part of that state championship team that beat Deschler.
And that was a very good Deschler program.
Yes, it was. Amazing. And that was also, by the way, the only time Trinity has finished undefeated. Adams can't get to the ball. Good coverage. Sam Adams defending, so it'll be 4th down. And then you got MA. They've won a state championship back in the 80s under John Tatum.
Right.
And you mentioned a guy that played on that team. You saw him play in college.
Hamp Green was a pretty good player for Montgomery. He was Mr. Everything for them that year. I saw him play in the playoffs, I believe, his junior or senior year. I believe it was the year they won the state championship. And then he went on, and as good as he was at everything he did at Montgomery Academy, he ended up being a kicker at the University of North Carolina.
Nice catch on the far sideline, and a first down for Michael Sellers. So Trinity will keep possession. We've got 35 seconds left to play. The ball will be on the MA 31, and Wildcats would like to punch one in here for good measure to end the game on a positive note. Bottom line is, these are 2 very successful programs, and they've done it because of the great coaching. As Jones did he get rid of it in time for the incomplete pass? He did.
I think he did.
Stop the clock with 27 seconds to go. A smart play by the senior quarterback.
That was a heady play right there. He saw the receiver over there and was able to get it in his direction at his feet, and that was nicely done.
Next week, we get to go to Birmingham. Actually, we get to go to Hoover.
Right.
And see one of the most, dare I say, vicious rivalries in the state, Spain Park and Hoover.
Oh, I'm telling you, they get after each other. They're not very far apart either. And Spain Park, of course, the newer of those schools. But that has developed into a big rivalry up there in that area.
2nd and 10, pass complete over the middle. And I believe a first down for Parker Sasser. So they'll stop the clock and set the change. 19 seconds remaining on the clock, and they'll just stop the clock with a throw into the ground.
And Graham, I have to admit something right here. Watching that play right there, the throwing it into the ground, when I was coaching, we called that play, but it was illegal when we called it. And we got called for intentional grounding.
Wow. That had to be like 1945, right, I think?
It was about 1993, 94. and that play was not legal in high school football yet.
This time Jones will throw it into the end zone. Jump ball.
Ben Jones pass.
Who caught it? I believe the defender did. At first, they called it a touchdown. Instead, they'll say Montgomery Academy ball, Jimmy Massey with the interception. We do have a flag way back on the 30.
And I believe because Trinity is walking off the field, no, it is roughing the passer.
Yep. So that'll give Trinity another shot here with 12 seconds to go. That was an interception by Massey. He just took it away from Adams in the end zone. For a second there, it looked like Adams might have had it. In fact, I think he did for about a second.
Well, they both had their hands on it, and I believe you're right. He just took it away.
Dual possession usually goes to the offense, but I think Massey won the scrunch.
And Massey rolled over and had the ball on his chest, and that's what the official saw.
You know, you hear about that. What did you see? You talk about an official. You'll hear a coach. I'm sure you. What did you see? That's a question to ask an official.
After the penalty, it'll be
don't say that was a bad call. Say,
right.
What did you see?
That's right.
And a lot of times the official will explain it, and then you could say, yeah, it was a bad call.
Right.
So maybe 2 more plays here for Trinity.
You get the old remark, well, I don't know what you were looking at then. If that's
I
what you
imagine
saw,
that's one of many.
If that's what you saw, I don't know what you were looking at.
They'll throw it in the end zone again. That one over the head of the intended receiver.
I've never said that to an official.
No, never. Sasser was the intended receiver.
I was much.
You were Mr. Goody Two-Shoes on the sideline.
Much too nice a guy to say something like that.
Mr. Official, can you tell me what happened on that play, please? I'm sure you had all your P's and Q's. And you were ready to go.
Oh yeah, I was, I was bow tie nice.
Yeah, right. 2nd and goal at the 10. Trinity trying to score one more time. As Jones will take at least one more snap. Give this young man some prompts. He's had a pretty good night, and he just threw a touchdown pass to Robert Adams, 10 yards.
And Jones' pass complete to
He has been chased all over the field. His Jones, good for him to get that touchdown.
That was a nice throw right there as he just threaded a needle and got it to Adams, his favorite target.
Had plenty of time to throw it. And Adams found a little crease, found the football in his hands for a touchdown. 10 plays, 83 yards, and now we got a timeout taken by Trinity. And we'll have the point after, and then the kickoff with about 3 seconds to go. Again, back to next week. Hoover and Spain Park. You talk about a crazy region.
Wow.
Now, Hoover is leading.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have 2 losses. They
do.
moved back to number 1 in Class 7A this week by the sports writers. That was because Bob Jones was the loser.
Right. And you got to.
There you take a look at Region 3.
And one thing you got to remember: neither one of Hoover's losses is to a team from Alabama. So those were 2 early season games. One of them was a TV game. But you look at that and look at the teams that are there.
Well, I was about to say. Thompson, not going to make the playoffs.
Right.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Everybody above them
else has a shot. You're right. I mean,
it is that type of region.
And look at the names that you see there. They're synonymous with the programs. We've already seen Mountain Brook this year. They're sitting at 2-1. Tuscaloosa County, always
a lot of tradition.
Spain Park, very good. Oak Mountain, very good. Those are the 2 newer schools in that list. Vestavia.
So we'll have it 7 o'clock. Hoover and Spain Park next Thursday night. 2-point conversion, good.
2-point conversion is good.
As Jones finds John Hall for 2 points. So that'll make it 20-11. Trinity next week, as we mentioned earlier, has Ashford, who is 5-0, 3-0 in the region, and I want to say averaging about 45 points a game. They have had a terrific start to the season.
They really have, and I think you touched on it a little bit earlier. I think that's surprised a lot of people. I'm not sure they saw that coming out of Ashford, but nonetheless, very good job.
Montgomery Academy, meanwhile, will go on the road, and I dare say their toughest test of the year will come against Fultondale
Yes.
And I think we were discussing this maybe, I don't think we were doing it on the air, but Fultondale, there was a school closing up there, and if I'm not mistaken, they benefited from that and got several players.
Well, you know, back in the day, they always had some good teams, but not the kind of teams that they've had of late. And I think you're right. I think they benefited from a school closing. I'm not sure which school it was. I know the area, and I don't know which school it was.
As the onside kick, we got a flag, but that should do it.
I think that was illegal touching.
I believe you're right. It did not go 10 yards. And our final should be Montgomery Academy 20 and Trinity 11. So the Wildcats fall to 1-5. Big night for Josh Thomas. 26 carries, 183 yards rushing. He had a touchdown. He also threw for one passing touchdown. It is illegal touching, and that penalty should be declined. And that gives you our final. Montgomery Academy, their second win in a row over Trinity, 20-11 here at Boykin Field. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, next week, Spain Park in Hoover in a big one in Birmingham area. We hope you'll join us for that. For our crew, I'm Graham Dunn. Have a great evening. Thanks for watching.